slew of economic data and forecasts from around the world is painting an even gloomier picture of the global economy than we first expected. The world's still digesting exactly how the global economy will be impacted by the coronavirus and international lockdowns. To talk more about these, joined by our Newzroom Africa's business editor, Xolani Mbanjwa. Xolani, good afternoon to you. Okay, let's start in the US. The Federal Reserve is forecasting a major decline in GDP. I mean, I'm not the chair of the Federal Reserve, but I could have told them that. I imagine what's really important is the figure.
No, absolutely. And what's really important as well, Stephen, is how fast and how deep it has been. It's actually confounded everybody. They didn't think that even in the second quarter numbers, they would be that bad. Already, the first quarter in the U.S. was bad. But the second quarter, they are saying that, they could see a 30% contraction in GDP.
30%?
Absolutely. That's actually equal to or thereabouts when you look at even in developed economies and emerging markets as well, because in the second quarter, those 3 months, it's where many countries were under lockdown. So, for example, here at home in South Africa, Investec had actually last week said that they are actually anticipating 65% contraction in the second quarter. And that's because there was nothing happening in April and March.
Xolani, you're just going to have to go back again. 65%.
65%.
In other words, the amount of economic activity in the second quarter would have been 35% of the quarter before.
Absolutely. And these numbers are huge, but they were expected. It's just what economists are saying, we were not expecting it to be that deep and that fast. So in the second quarter, where we are in now, that's why there's a call right now from business to say, let's go back, let's take a step down, not only to level 3, but level 2. So these numbers, when you look at the world economy, those estimates that it's going to contract by between 3 and 5%, the global economy, they're still conservative when you look at what's been happening with these forecasts being revised downwards almost on a weekly basis.
Okay, so I can't get over the 65%. And after that, is there any cause for optimism at all?
Yes, there is. The third quarter could look good for the country, and the fourth quarter as well. And next year, it's anticipated that we will do even above a 2% growth, economic growth, because we will be coming off a low base anyway. So next year things are looking good, but the big story is 2020 and what COVID-19 and the subsequent lockdowns are currently doing. That's the big worry for investors around the world.
Okay, US retail figures, I mean, they're part of all of this. They're also, I mean, presumably sort of in step with these figures.
No, absolutely. And not only the retail figures as well as the employment numbers as well. The US was sitting at 3% employment just last year, unemployment rather, and now they're anticipating that for this period of 2020 it could be anything between 20% and 25%. What a way to catch up to South Africa's 29.1% current unemployment levels. And we still don't know what the rest of the country's unemployment rate is going to look like in 2020. But those numbers, when it comes to unemployment in the US, also follow another set of sad economic data when it comes to retail figures that were released a couple of days ago, which show an 8.6% decline, 12% year on year. So it's actually huge when it comes to, and it gives us just a picture of how in these developed economies, things that might actually happen here. It's actually going to happen here, and it's just at what scale it's going to happen, we just don't know.
And for how long it'll last. And then Japan back into a recession. I mean, they had 20 years of trouble. They're slowly getting out of it, and now back they go.
The last time they were in a recession was 2015, and the latest figures for the first quarter show that it's a contraction of 3.4%, following soon after the 6.8% contraction in the fourth quarter of 2019. So yes, they've been a yo-yo country they're still the third biggest economy in the world. They're still trying to actually make their mark and actually come back, but these numbers were also expected for the first quarter. The second quarter, things might actually look much gloomier according to that data. So it's really, really not good for the big three of the world in terms of developed economies.
Xolani Mbanjwa, I'm glad you give me the news when I'm sitting down sometimes when you talk about what's going to happen.